technically is known as superincumbent load. So from here onwards, I will use the word superincumbent load. It means overlying load. So as we increase the depth, the superincumbent load keeps on increasing constantly. Hence the weight keeps on increasing constantly. That's why the pressure keeps on increasing constantly. Therefore the heat keeps on increasing constantly. अब ये heat जो भी generate हो रहा है अंदर, अगर इसको कोई जगह मिल जाए निकलने के लिए, so then that heat will escape. Do you get that? Like say for example, there is the crack somewhere. When you look at the earth, how is it? Is it full of cracks or it is crackless? It is full of cracks. ये ऐसा है क्या कि कहीं पे जहां पे भी जमीन फट जाती है लोग वहां पर जाके सीमेंट डाल के सब बंद कर देते हैं, ऐसा तो नहीं है ना. So it's full of cracks. So these cracks, you see that if these cracks they deepen enough, then they create a pathway for the heat to release. You get that? So one reason for the internal heat of the earth is the superincumbent load of rocks. ये समझ में आ गया? ये पहला रीजन है हीट का, इंटरनल हीट का. बट यही सिर्फ रीजन नहीं है. दूसरा रीजन क्या है? In the inside of earth, geologists now believe that at certain locations there is high concentration of radioactive minerals. जैसे कि at about a depth of 300 to 350 kilometers, there is high concentration of radioactive minerals. अब ये radioactive minerals क्या होते हैं? Radioactive minerals are those minerals that break down with time, yeah, disintegrate with time. You understand that? And this disintegration is known as radioactive decay or radioactive disintegration. अब उस disintegration में हम ज़्यादा नहीं जाएंगे because that will take us to chemistry. But look here very carefully. Radioactive minerals are those minerals which break down with time. अभी के लिए इतना ही समझ करो. Which break down with time or which decay with time. That decay or that breaking down is known as radioactive decay or radioactive disintegration. Whenever there is radioactive disintegration, normal rocks also disintegrate. But whenever there is radioactive disintegration or disintegration of radioactive minerals, they release some heat waves. Suppose there is a radioactive mineral, as it disintegrates, it releases some radiations or heat waves. These heat waves are radiations are nothing but alpha, beta and gamma radiation. आपने सुना भी होगा इसके बारे में. Alpha, beta, gamma radiations, they generate a lot of heat. That's why they are known as radiation, जैसे solar radiation. समझ में आ रहा है ना? ये रेडिएशन इतना हीट जनरेट करते हैं कि ये रॉक्स को भी पिघला देते हैं. अब देखो 300 to 350 किलोमीटर में कैसा है रॉक्स? प्लास्टिक. रिमेंबर दिस इज एस्थेनोस्फीयर. यू गेट दैट? सो ऑन सेवरल लोकेशन इनसाइड देयर, मैंने आपको एक लोकेशन बताया, कई सारे लोकेशन है where we have rich concentration of what? Radioactive minerals. When they disintegrate, they emit alpha, beta, gamma radiation which generate heat. This is one more reason how there is heat in the Earth's interior. ये बात clear हो गई? The second reason therefore is the presence of radioactive minerals. अब देखो अर्थ एग्जिस्टेंस में कैसे आया, अब ये कहानी सुन लो. क्या हुआ? That a very big star which is much bigger than our sun, it went very close to the sun. जैसे कि समझ लो, ऐसे समझ लो ये होगा उस स्टार का साइज और ये होगा सन का साइज. ठीक है? तो ये स्टार एक वॉन्डरिंग स्टार था. वॉन्डरिंग स्टार मतलब जैसे बहुत लोग नहीं होते बाइक लेकर बिल्कुल घूमते रहते हैं यहां से वहां, उनको पता भी नहीं वो कहां जा रहे हैं बट वो जाते रहते हैं. तो स्टार वैसा ही था समझ लो यूनिवर्स में. इट्स अ वॉन्डरिंग स्टार. सो एज इट केम वेरी क्लोज टू द सन, obviously because of its huge mass, it exerted a huge gravitational pull over the sun's surface. Do you get that? और sun कैसा है? Solid है क्या? Is the sun solid? No, sun is made out of gas, mostly hydrogen and helium. Do you get that? So gas में mobility बहुत ज्यादा होती है और अगर उसको कोई gravitational pull मिल जाए, so then you can understand that a particular gravitational pull will cause some detachment of materials from the solar outer surface. Got that thing? तो ऐसे मान के चलो ये वो मटेरियल है जो डिटैच हो गया, ठीक है। क्यों डिटैच हुआ ये? क्योंकि देखो ये सन ऐसा था and a very big giant wandering star, it was hurling down, wandering in the universe, came very close to the sun. As it came very close to the sun, it exerted a huge gravitational pull on the solar outer surface. As a consequence of that, some part of the solar surface was separated from it, and consider this to be that part, right? And this part now started following this star. Do you get it? Because it was under the impact of its gravitational field. But the star was moving at a very huge pace. इतना तेज जा रहा था ये that this separated part from the sun could not keep pace with it, and it vanished into the outer space. Can you imagine all of that? Very good. Now, as that wandering star went away, this part was anyhow smaller in size than the rest of the sun. The sun brought it back into its gravitational field. Do you understand that? And then it started revolving around the sun. Got it? और अब देखो, जैसे स्टार बहुत दूर होगा तो थोड़ा सा मटेरियल बाहर निकला होगा, बट स्टार जब बहुत पास आ गया होगा तो बहुत सारा मटेरियल बाहर आया होगा, और फिर जब स्टार दूर जा रहा होगा तो फिर थोड़ा सा मटेरियल बाहर आया होगा। तो जो मटेरियल बाहर आया होगा वो पहले थोड़ा सा होगा, फिर बहुत ज्यादा होगा, फिर थोड़ा सा होगा। It's almost like the shape of a cigar. Can you understand that? So think of this, that suppose this is the sun and the material that was got separated is more or less like this in the shape of cigar. Got it? And it started revolving around the sun. Now this material also got separated with the passage of time in small circular balls. Do you understand? Or spheres. And all these spheres started revolving around the sun, also rotating on their own axis. Now they were all made out of what? Gas. Do you understand that? If you cool gas, it becomes what? Liquid. If you cool liquid, it becomes what? Do you understand that? तो कुछ तो हैं ऐसे जो spheres जो इससे बने हुए थे इस cigar से, they are now cold enough to convert themselves into solids. So जो first 4 terrestrial planets हैं, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, ये सब solid हो गए हैं अब, पर ये कभी liquid और उससे भी पहले gas थे. Earth was once a ball of gas. Do you understand that? Then it became a ball of liquid. That liquid Earth is known as primordial Earth, or cooling Earth is known as a primordial Earth. Today the Earth has coolen enough that it is today a solid ball. Do you get that? और आपको ये पता भी लगता होगा जब आप सोलर सिस्टम में देखते हो कई सारे प्लैनेट्स अभी भी गैस हैं, जैसे जुपिटर, नेपच्यून एटसेट्रा। और अगर आप मेकअप देखोगे प्लैनेट्स का तो आप देखो जो सबसे बड़े प्लैनेट है वो ऑलमोस्ट सेंटर में है सोलर सिस्टम के, जैसे जुपिटर हो गया। डू यू गेट दैट? ये चीज आपको समझ में आ गई? दिस इज हाउ अर्थ केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस। कहने का मतलब इतना है दैट अर्थ वाज वंस व्हाट इनटू लिक्विड फॉर्म। इतना चीज समझ में आ गया? अब यहां पर ध्यान से, suppose I have 2 objects. Got it? These 2 objects are of different densities. Different density means different weight, because density means what? Density is mass per unit volume. So look here, suppose this weight of this remote control is more than the weight of this block, suppose, and I keep this over the block. This is what I do. The weight of the remote control is more than the block, and I've kept it over it. Now, if all of us leave this room and come back after some time, will we find this to happen? Will this happen? It will not happen, right? Now, just imagine that I have a cup and I have poured 2 liquids into it. One a denser liquid and the other one a less dense liquid. And I've kept the cup like this. And then we go out of the room and come back after some time. Will I see that the liquids would separate themselves on the basis of density? The more denser liquid would be at the bottom, whereas the less dense liquid would be floating above it. Why did this happen and this did not happen? Because in solid, molecules cannot move. But in liquids and gases, molecules can move. समझ में आया? ये बात क्लियर हो गई? अब दो चीजें आपको ध्यान में रखनी. एक, the earth was once liquid, and second, that in liquid molecules can move. So when the earth was in the primordial state or semi-liquid, semi-solid kind of state, what happened was the heavier rocks, they went towards the interior. ऐसे होगा जैसे यहां पे हुआ था liquids के साथ. So it went towards the interior of the earth, whereas the less dense rocks, they started coming towards the surface. This is how it would happen, because the rocks are now not in solid state at that time. They are semi-solid, semi-liquid, means they can move. This process is known as differentiation. Differentiation means creating different layers on the basis of density. Do you get that? Now look here very carefully. ध्यान से देखिए. That as the heavier things sank and the lighter things started moving up, don't you think this is due to gravity? Due to gravity, heavier things, they started sinking in. So this transfer of material towards the interior of the earth is gravity transfer. And whenever this gravity transfer happened, is it happening in free space, or there is some rocks already there? There are some rocks. The earth is not a hollow ball. Do you get that? So as these heavier rocks, they sank in, they collapsed over the rocks, and because of that there was an impact, and this impact creates what? Heat. Do you understand that? All kinds of impact create heat. आपने देखा है कभी कोई बहुत तेज गाड़ी अगर टकराती है तो आग लग जाता है उसमें? क्यों? हीट की वजह से. Do you get it? So impact create heat. So this gravity transfer, where the heavier elements went towards the interior and less heavy elements came towards the surface, also caused the generation of heat. Do you understand that? So ये तीन reason है why there is heat in the earth's interior, and this internal heat is responsible for the generation of endogenic forces. ये बात clear हो गई? Clear हो गई आपको कि this endogenic forces are generated due to earth's internal heat, और earth के interior में heat आया कैसे? Because of superincumbent load. Do you understand that now? Because of the disintegration of radioactive minerals and because of gravity transfer. Got it? अब आप अर्थ को भी अगर देखोगे तो अर्थ में क्रस्ट, मैंटल, कोर है. कोर में कैसे रॉक्स हैं? They are made out of what? Mostly what kind of minerals? Nickel and iron, heavy elements. Do you understand that? And that's why the core is the most dense. But अब क्यों नहीं होता ये ट्रांसफर? Because we already have a solid earth, isn't it?